Okay, so to determine how much the pendulum changes in height, you have to first recognize that the length of the pendulum itself does not change. So if this is the length of the pendulum here, the length here also needs to be the same because the string is not going to change length. So that's that whole length. And then the second thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to need to know probably what the angle is to be able to do this. So let's say you're given the angle. And I want to know how much the height changes. So if I draw a dotted line over here, I'm looking for this height. So if I was figuring out my change in gravitational potential energy, this is what I would need. But that's not part of my triangle from this pendulum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another letter. I'm going to say this distance from here to here is y. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because then I know that y plus my h needs to be equal to the whole length of that string because it's how high it is plus that other bit. And then all I need to do is do trig to find y. So if I know the length of my pendulum, I'm going to solve for y. So length is hypotenuse and y is adjacent. So that means I'm going to use cosine. So cosine of my angle theta is equal to adjacent, which is my y, divided by my hypotenuse, which is L. And then I'm going to move it around so I can solve for y. So I'm going to multiply both sides by L. And I have L times cosine of theta is equal to y. All right, so that's good and all, except that that is this part for the y, and now I need the h. Well, if I already knew what L was up here, because I would be given that length of L, all I need to do is plug in my y and solve for h. So I'm going to subtract y from both sides, and I'll end up with h is equal to L minus y, where y is this. So, all right. And now I have my height. So if you are looking at this, then the interesting thing is that I could bring this L out, and I could make it L times 1 minus cosine of theta, and that's equal to h. And if you want to use this shortcut and memorize it, you're welcome to do so. Mr. Clark is okay with that. But my recommendation is that you also know this procedure to go from the height, if you know the angle, and then be able to solve the other way. If you have any questions, let me know.